My co-host here, Derek Ramos, and it is the Voices of Valhalla.
Pew, 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 pew.
Happy Easter, everybody! We're coming to you live on Easter Sunday because we don't rest, and neither should you. So, what's going on in life there, Duram?
Oh, sorry. I was resting.
Hey, just like Jesus did all them years ago, risen your ass up. We got shit to do.
Oh, God. It's time to work. I don't know. Not much has been up with me recently. It's been a pretty slow week, you know.
Okay.
Mid Easter. Or mid-April. I don't know why I said Easter.
Easter? Well, I mean, it is like noon.
We got finals coming up for my classes all next week. So it's going to get pretty busy here coming up soon.
Fuck all that.
But besides that, nothing much.
Nothing
What do
much.
you got going on?
Fucking losing in our stupid ass game because we don't have any friends that'll fucking join us.
We need more friends to play Conflict of Nations. We need more
No.
generals. Why can't we be friends with generals right now?
Seriously. We need generals. We need motherfuckers that actually pay attention because we should have won that shit.
Is there any way you can pull it up? Maybe we could show people what we're talking about.
How do you share screen?
I mean, I could share my screen if you want to look at it from my point of view. But
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know how to share screen. I'm fucking retarded.
Let me open it first, and then let me see if I could. Give me 22 seconds.
Okay.
Because I exited out as soon as you came back because I was like,
Oh, we're gonna.
My boss is coming in. I gotta hide, close all my tabs.
Boss is gonna be mad.
Yeah. Why are you taking over the world during work hours? All right.
Right.
All right. Let me see if I know how to share screen. Okay.
Oh, here.
Did you get it? Because I got it here soon, too. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Can you see it?
Well, that answers that. Yeah. Look at that. Which one is this?
This is the strategy one.
Of course, you won't show the one we're playing, bro.
My bad. Here, I'll go to it. Here we go.
Conflict of Nations, sponsor us, please.
Oh, I archived it because we suck.
Really? Come on, bro. I'm fighting back.
Bro, we're dead.
No. Look at that. Which one is this?
Okay. This
Why
is
are you-
ours.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, I am the United States. I took over Canada. Duram is Mexico. He's getting his ass whooped.
No, I'm not.
You have an anti-air division. Oh,
Wait, mute the volume on this. Can you cut the volume? Up in the tab section, there should be a microphone, and you should be able to close it out.
I need to move you.
There you
How's
go.
that?
Yeah, now we can't hear anything. What do they got on me right now?
Right now, I can't tell. Oh, it looks like insurgents, so you should be good.
Yeah, I'll take
But
care
they're
of it.
pushing down, so this is a.
That's the Philippines, I think. Oh, it's Chad? I think the
Oh,
Philippines is
Chad
coming from the
declared
West
war?
Coast, too. Those motherfuckers, bro.
Those motherfuckers. So Chad attacked us. We've got the Philippines all
yeah.
through Canada.
Yeah, because Chad took Morocco from me. I had Morocco. That backstabber.
Yeah.
We should tell them about Canada. I think I'm still in.
I'm still fucking pissed at Canada. All right, so we're in a coalition, right? Which means this is like a team effort. You can have up to 5 countries in your team. Okay. So it was us. So United States, Mexico. We had Argentina, Colombia, and then Canada. Okay.
Pretty strong team. All in the Western Hemisphere.
Yep. Took the entire fucking thing. So Colombia stops playing, right? They got their asses kicked. They quit playing. So we're like, okay, whatever. We'll find somebody else. So we come over here to the United Kingdom and we're like, hey, UK, let's be friends. And UK is like, all right, cool, let's be friends. So United Kingdom pushes into all of Europe
France
right
and
here.
Spain, yeah.
They hit Belarus, which is like they had pushed up to like right into here.
Yeah. Belarus is like just a little bit northeast of that.
Yeah. So Belarus is right here, but Belarus had taken all the way down into here. So UK pushed them when they were one of the strongest, and we sacrificed all of our troops to go help them and got our shit pushed in. So then we're back here, right? So we're like, shit, we got to rebuild. Let's just hold tight, see how long we can fucking survive. So we're sitting here trying to build. Canada, fucking Canadians. This is why I don't like them. This is why we charge them tariffs. This is why we're going to make them the 51st state because they do shit like this.
It's crazy to assume the person playing Canada was Canadian.
I just assume that whatever country you pick is
that's your nationality.
You are automatically for that game a citizen of that country. So Canada leaves us, right? Just up and fucking departs. So I'm like, shit, okay. Then out of nowhere, all I see is Canada pushes a damn entire battalion worth of troops and tanks straight
after not playing the whole game. It's been like 2 weeks, 20 days. No
left
troops
us
deployed,
dry,
nothing.
Dude. Pushes down into the United States and starts taking all my shit.
They were building troops the whole time, too. I kept telling Skylar, I'm like, hey, man, he has a ton of troops, but he's not helping us attack.
Dude,
sure enough, left the coalition and came to freaking bite us in the butt. And guess what happened to him? Guess what happened? Click on Canada. What? Click on Canada. Anywhere in the any province, click on Canada right now. What does
United
it say?
States. United States. United Mexico.
Yep, we wiped Canada off the map.
They fucked around and they found out.
All while we were fighting a whole nother war in a different part.
We were fighting a war with the fucking Philippines hitting us from this side. India fucking took over everything. And then goddamn Chad over here.
They got all of Africa, I think. They're going
they
for all of Africa.
They pretty much have all of Africa.
Chad. I think India is the one that did me dirty because
India
after they started attacking me, I started losing a lot of troops.
And I knew I was dead as soon as I had about 6 destroyers right here.
I sent one with you to the Philippines.
Yeah. Dude, I had a whole fucking fleet right here. And then I wake up the next day and it says, your fleet's dead. I'm like, oh, shit. We're in danger, boys.
What troops do you have available now?
I've got some anti-air that I'd put on the coast. You got a stack of 4 right there. And then I've got... We're going to hold Portland. With fucking 5 guys. And then if you come way over here, I have a dude that's just being a fucking nuisance. A tank and a troop. They're just running around Europe.
Yeah, I think I have some troops over there too. I think mine got wiped by India actually.
Yeah, you don't have anything.
India, I helped the Ukraine out for a little bit. We wiped Belarus, and then India came in and just
decimated,
screwed us up. So who's all left in this game? What's the coalition?
So over here at Battleground USA, which is another one of your games, I was Chihuahua. Which I didn't know was a fucking province. And then Duran was Yucatan. And then we made friends with Florida. I'm fighting Colorado, who has a very strong Air Force.
My troops are still doing work in there? All right, good.
Yeah, we're still putting in work. We have insurgents that are pushing down. Actually, you know what?
The insurgents are the most nuisance things ever.
Yes.
I hate taking a city and then saying I get notifications. Insurgents have taken the city.
I'm going to try to come down here and take Austin because what it looks like is this guy right here that's flying.
Is he patrolling?
The only airport he has is in Austin. So if we take that out, that'll eventually crash.
Oh, look at that. Look at my bomber right there in that bottom corner. Look at that. There's my bomber.
Coming to put in work. Where's he going?
Oklahoma City.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
Gotta take Oklahoma.
Then you got some troops going to hey, they got a couple guys in Colorado Springs. You might want to bomb. Might want to hold them off and then bomb them. I'll send my UAV over there so you can see.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll do like a wait or a delay.
They've got a stack of 3 in Aspen.
Oh yeah, I got those troops pushing 2 to Denver. They'll be there in like a couple of days if it all goes well.
Yeah.
After Oklahoma, I think it'll be a little bit hard for them.
Fucking Florida's over here putting in work. Jesus, what happened to your guys over here?
I don't know. They pushed all the way through, and I think they hit a wall. I think insurgents took him out. I'm not too sure.
Look at Florida. Florida's got a lot of tanks.
Florida. We should hit up Florida on the side and be like, "Hey, do you want to play more games with us?" Because Florida's
at least
good.
He pays attention, you know.
Yeah, look at all those tanks.
Hell yeah. All right, so I got some more anti-air that just spun up.
For this game, I honestly don't have much air besides the bomber, and I have no navy in this game.
Well, see, that's the thing is like you took Cuba, right? Or you're taking Cuba.
I'm taking Cuba, yeah.
When we're playing on the USA map, there's no point in. I mean, unless you want to go for Bermuda, but like everything can be done through the ground.
You could just transportation unit, into Bermuda.
Yeah,
and the Caribbean states. Not much. I think after you take most of North America here, you pretty much win the game, right?
Yeah, so what we're going to have to do, because we're only at 30, we've got to take pretty much the entire map. Here, let me see if I can. I'll show you what it looked like when we finally won on a USA map. I play a lot of games. Oh, they're all gone.
Bro, you got only 19 gold.
I know, I used it all.
We should look for another one soon since we're losing that World War III one.
Yeah, we should. But, here, I'll show you this one. Flashpoint. I was France. As France, I've taken pretty much everything. I'm working with Turkey and Ukraine in this one.
This is just what is
Europe
this?
And a little bit of North America.
Oh, okay. That's what Flashpoint is, just this area of the map.
Yeah. So I've pretty much won this one.
I like World War III a lot.
I like the World War III map too. Look at that. North Nemesis 922. Nobody's even within 300.
Yeah, 301.
But yeah, so for this one, okay, my strategy was they give you a decent amount of troops. So with the troops that I had, I took pretty much all of South America with nothing but troops, and then I upgraded my task force or my
Navy?
Yeah, so I have, if you go to my Navy, my cruisers are level 3.
Oh.
So I have those, and
the thing that kills me is the resources. I always need to bump up my resources.
Well, that's another thing that I did. If you look at my cities, okay,
as soon as I do, I build the arms industry as soon as I conquer.
So that's one thing I've noticed is electronics. You don't use a lot of them.
No, yeah.
So if you see, I have an arms industry on it, but it's a level 1, and then for my components, I've got a level 5.
Oh hell yeah.
Level 3.
Oh, so you stay upgrading them. I leave them at level 1 for the most part, sometimes level 2.
So if you go to build, okay, and if you go to arms industry and look at the info, resources go up 40% plus 50%. So it increases your level of resources every time. But yeah, I'm in a coalition with me, Colombia, Mexico, United States, and Canada on this one.
Oh, wow.
United States, I think they spent like actual money because they've just got helicopters, bombers, and fucking. If you come look over here, they've got fucking.
Damn, where y'all going? Me and
that's what I said, dude. He's like, I need help in Ukraine. He already nuked Kiev and.
Bro, I didn't even get to use my nukes in the last game because as soon as I developed them, they bombed my navy.
Right.
So what do the nukes do? Just kill everybody in the city? But if you use the chemical one, it contaminates it, right? And you can't go in there?
It contaminates it, and it destroys everything.
Oh, but you could still take it or no?
I mean, I can take it, but what you're going to want to do is let it
cool down.
Let it decontaminate.
Probably to green.
And then take it.
I do the same thing, just set waypoints.
Yep. But he's got a fucking sub right there.
Bro, so this guy's spending real
This is a World War III apocalypse one. So it gave us 18 nuclear warheads apiece to start the game.
Oh, shit.
But you have to get a sub or something that can shoot them.
Shoot them. You got to develop the anti-airs pretty quick then.
Yeah. See, I got anti-air kind of guarding my
cities.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's 10 game. National Guard, Norse Nemesis.
I wonder if it's better to start in Asia or Europe as opposed to.
Well, here's what I've noticed,
South
okay?
America.
If you can get the Brazil or the United States, okay, in your coalition, starting in the Western Hemisphere is the way to go. Due to, and hear me out, nobody ever attacks over here.
Oh, yeah, no.
How many times we were the ones that were starting the attack every time.
Yeah.
So so I think being in the Western Hemisphere, if you can take the whole thing, it's the place to go because nobody ever comes over here. They're all focused on fighting each other right in here.
Yeah.
But you have more cities in here than we do in the entire Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
So it's worth a lot more.
Cities, yeah.
So it's. Yeah, we'll find a new game.
Yeah, let's find a new game later today.
Yep. So as you can
mad
see,
we lost that World War III one.
Here's I know we were doing good.
That's the only 2 people in the coalition. I don't know why. We should get more members.
25% on gold.
I wonder how that guy looked at the stats too, where you could see the amount of people that you killed in the city.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea either.
Let's see if we can figure it out. Hopefully people find this interesting.
Yeah. I checked a lot on my phone, but maybe. Yeah, news. Maybe in the news it says. It says who's the most favorited and who. Oh yeah, the casualties.
Casualties since beginning. You've lost 4,200, and Colorado's lost 2,694.
What? That's BS.
Jesus. Here, let's see. Military units. Casualties since this.
4,100. You're right next to me, but Texas is.
Texas is getting bodied.
They're getting.
I am bodying Texas.
I'm wondering if it's counting like the populations because I know population increases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, population.
Casualties since beginning. Chihuahua has lost 33,000. Colorado's lost 32,000. So we're pretty neck and neck.
Yeah.
I thought they were whooping my ass.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
I like that.
Going to the politics. I think there's one that says, wait, no.
New York City, the 18th Military Unit has been destroyed by the 19th Infantry Battalion.
Texas, you could tell. There was one, I remember seeing that said the most hated president or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I forgot where.
Casualties.
Maybe friends and enemies? No.
Agent sabotage. No.
Closer to, oh, yeah. Go to stats, I think it is. World's most
hated nation poll: Florida, Chihuahua, Yucatan.
There's our coalition.
Hey, we lead by force. I like how the map updates as you take stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can see Florida right here.
Yeah, they're the purple.
Yep, and then I'm red.
Yeah.
I took this a little bit down here too.
Yeah.
And then you got a little string right here.
Little string. I got Cuba.
Yep, you got Cuba.
I'm going to take Haiti right after Cuba. Take that Caribbean.
I think we're doing all right. Colorado's our biggest threat. These guys, I think, is just a lot of land.
Yeah. It looks like that. What is that? Ontario or something pushed into the United States a little bit. But
looks like
I think with Florida, once he takes New York, it'll be easy for him.
Let's see. That's Michigan. No, I don't think they did at all.
Oh, sure. Well,
damn. So, yeah, they just come down to right there.
I mean,
Florida's pushing into fucking Ontario.
He'll get most of the land, I think, with his army.
Yeah. We'll end up winning this 90% because if we had to fight Florida, we'd be fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'd be in trouble.
Good thing he joined. I think we were strong enough to the point where he's like, all right, these guys are pretty.
Yeah, these guys are. Yeah, so that's our game. Hopefully people can will come play.
It's very strategic.
It's very strategic. It takes a lot of thought. Takes a lot of time.
Time planning.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that you're just gonna pick up and roll with. It's not a Call of Duty where you're just shooting and fucking moving quick. But yeah, so that's fun.
I've been liking it a lot since you put me on it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a good time. I've been playing it for a while. Different strategies too. Like we try. So like ours in the World War III one is we were attack.
Mm-hmm.
In the Brazil one, I'm building units, I'm building troops, and nobody's really messing with me. So I've got a pretty strong military. So
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's back and forth. So, but you brought up a good idea. So if you get a good coalition, yeah, one of us could focus on ground troops and the other could focus on air. And if you get a third, they focus on Navy.
Yeah.
Like, no, that'd be huge. I mean, it'd be good to learn all of them, but in the very beginning, get like a consistent movement like that.
Yeah. Because countries that are next to each other too.
Yes.
Yeah. And just
when Ukraine bombed us, dude, those bombers were insane.
He wiped out a lot of. He's probably the reason we're losing right now.
Then he joined us.
Yeah, he joined exactly. So he destroyed our cities first. Realized we were pretty good, and
then. Did you see in the chat? He was like, "America, you need to build your capital again." I said, "Well, stop fucking blowing it up, fucker." God, but yeah, dude, I love that game. If we could get at least 3 more dudes that are consistent that'll check it, elite, we'll win every game.
Yeah.
And what's cool is you can do alliance versus alliance. So if we get, I think the minimum's 5 guys.
I think you really should mess
5 guys. We
Florida.
Can challenge another alliance to it, and we'll fight each other.
That'd be a good idea. Just to message him, be like, "Hey, man, after this game, you want to keep up?"
Yeah, absolutely.
He's strong.
Yeah. So, more serious topic.
Nope.
Fucking, have you seen in the news what's been going on with VA stuff? Well, not so much VA stuff, but what's going on with some service members?
No, what's going on? Enlighten me.
So, 2 guys this week, right?
Yeah.
Have gone into the VA, like begged and pleaded for help, and they not turned them away, but said, "Hey, we're gonna have to get you on the back end." Blah blah blah. They walked out of the VA in front of the doors, shot themselves.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's it's. I don't know what we're gonna do to change it, but man, the VA needs a rework or something. And what I'm hearing, like, I'm hearing 2 different things, and it's almost like the same thing in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
You either love it or you fucking hate it. Like, you're either getting a really good VA experience or you're getting an absolutely horrible one. Yeah,
so it's inconsistent across the board.
We need to figure out what needs to be changed. Honestly, what I'm hearing, I have not experienced this. I don't go to the VA. I don't go. So this is all just what I'm hearing. A lot of what's going on, and I know it's not necessarily their fault, but what I'm hearing from people is that a lot of the receptionists almost have a smugness to them. Like a nonchalant, I don't care, I don't want to be here.
I wonder if it's because of their working conditions.
It could be.
Yeah.
But I also don't blame them for, it's not their fault that, hey, we're booked up 6-7 months out.
Yeah.
Did you know that the VA has more workers than the entire Army? So our Army's at like what, 1 point, including reservists and National Guard and stuff, like 1.4 million, I think is what our Army is. Just Army, not Marines or Air Force. Just Army.
What would that be called? The workforce?
Yeah. I guess it'd be more like
size.
I forget what the number is, but the guy who runs the VA came out and said he has more workers in the VA than the Army does. And that's why are we still having issues then? Why are we backed up 6, 7, 8 months to do very minimal stuff?
Yeah, I wonder what all goes into it.
Why does it take yes, Veterans Affairs. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Mom.
Why?
All
I
she
think I
said was
pulled up
Veterans Affairs.
funds.
So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Why is there such a backup when they outnumber the military? There's plenty of workers, so what's going on? What is the disconnect?
So it's actually 452,000 in the U.S. Army.
Okay, so maybe they were just talking about active duty.
The combined strength of all U.S. military branches is 1.3 million.
Or maybe he was talking
active
about
duty.
all.
Yeah.
Either way, he said in his words, he outnumbers the military.
I believe it. Yeah. 1.3 million is really low, I think. Oh, but not really low at the same time.
Well, you got to think that doesn't include the fucking 320 million gun owners in the United States that would. We have the strongest army in the world when it comes to just people that have weapons. So in World War II, little history fact for you, not to get too off topic. In World War II, the general that was in charge of Pearl Harbor was asked, why did you not attack mainland? You had nothing between you and between Hawaii and California. And his exact words were, behind every blade of grass is an American with a rifle.
Oh, yeah.
There is no possible way that somebody could come to our shores and take over the United States. The only way to beat the United States is internally, which is happening.
Interesting.
So, it's a tough concept. But yeah, not to get too off topic. But yeah, it's we've got to figure out what's going on with the VA. Why does it keep?
I feel like it would be very difficult and very long term for it to restructure.
I mean, it's failing right now. If you go outside, okay, let's just put this in layman's terms. Obviously, it's very different. If you plant a garden, okay, and you go outside and you check it every day for months and months and months and months and months, and it never sprouts, nothing ever comes out of it. Are you gonna just let it sit there, or are you gonna sit there and redo your entire garden? You're gonna be like, shit, there has to be something that's wrong. Let's root it up and replant.
Yeah.
Yes, it might seem like it's gonna take longer because hey, you're gonna have to start over almost, replant, and then hopefully it takes. But if you are like, well, maybe it was just this bulb.
Yeah, you start doing one by one, ripping things apart.
And then you're going to slowly take all the bulbs out until you're like, well, fuck, it was the entire thing. I should have just started over.
Yeah.
So I think that a complete reform is needed in the VA.
How long would that take, though? And what repercussions would that have? Like, what are the effects of that?
So one thing that Trump did in his first term was he allowed veterans to pick their provider.
Yeah.
That is why people have to educate themselves and learn the other places. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Trump made it to where your primary care provider, okay? Trump made it to where you could pick who it was, and then you had to register that with the VA and say, hey, this is my provider. Okay. So let's say we uproot the VA. Let's say we do it for 5 years. I think it could be done in 5 years. I don't know all the logistics, but let's just say I think that's a very long timeline of 5 years. First year, we're going to focus on taking everything apart from the VA. We are going to focus on making it to where every veteran has a primary care provider outside of the VA. That's going to be our first year. Okay. Year 2, 3, and 4, we are going to focus on rebuilding, talking to veterans, and seeing what is needed and what the shortcomings were. Year 5, implement. And then from there on out, we start working on getting the veterans back into the VA. Because this is, and it's going to take, the 5 years is just the rebuild. It's going to take years and years and years and years and years for veterans to trust the VA again. Yes and no, there's still a plan in place like this. Depends on mileage and availability. Yeah, it does. But before it did not depend on mileage and availability. Before the Joe Biden administration repealed it, you could have lived right beside the VA and chosen your primary care provider where you wanted. That was huge. I think that helped a lot of people. I don't know the numbers or anything, so I'm not going to speak on statistics or anything like that on if it did. But I think that'd be a good restart, is to just rip everything up and start over.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that logistically that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, I wonder how much money it would cost. I mean, employees would probably lose a lot of jobs, right?
I think it saved money.
Just rebuilding it?
Mm-hmm. I'm not, because you don't have to rebuild the facilities.
No, I guess not.
So you more or less lay off.
What if the facilities are using like out-of-date technology?
Out-of-date tech. Okay, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that could get upgraded, but that's going to have to get upgraded anyway. If we want people to trust the VA, that's stuff that's going to have to be upgraded.
It needs to be top of the line.
And honestly, when it comes to the VA, they should have top of the line shit. They shouldn't be dealing with hand-me-downs or second-degree bullshit. Like, it's a tough thing because there's no.
Healthcare is like a weird
field. There's no way to know until you do it.
It's a weird field. I don't know.
I know that what we're doing now isn't working.
Yeah.
Too many people are killing themselves. Too many people are not getting the help they need.
It's very unfortunate, man.
It is unfortunate. And like me, okay, I don't know about you. I definitely have something wrong with my lungs. And I think it's because of all the mold that we inhaled when we were in the barracks.
Jesus Christ, really?
I don't know, though. And I refuse to go to the VA because I don't feel like I'll be treated properly.
Well, I thought you said you had your own
primary care provider?
Yeah.
I don't here.
Oh.
I haven't gone to the doctor in fucking years.
Well,
so.
Actually, look, I don't think I have either.
Yeah. I'm like,
no, I have. Yeah, I have.
Let vets go to. Yeah. Let vets go to the doctor of their choice. The government pays for it. I think that's the way to do it.
I like that. I'm going to the most expensive doctor there is.
Shit.
Who's the best doctor in the world right now?
But it's weird because, so, like when I got my ankle surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't feel I was taken care of in a way that most of the patients would have been. I feel like they knew they were getting paid. They knew that no matter what kind of work they did, they were going to get the paycheck, and that I was just going to fucking take whatever work they did and go on with my life.
And when was this? Well,
when I got my ankle surgery.
While you were in, or when you were? Oh, when you were in.
Yeah.
Well, when you were in, you had what? The corpsman do it, or was it actual?
The corpsman.
Doctor? Yeah. Who did it?
The corpsman cut my ankle open? No, I went to it. Outside.
They should.
Motherfucker had me on an operating table in fucking BAS.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
God,
at the HP,
no.
bro, just getting your ankle ripped open.
No.
Hey, if Race makes it out alive, you get a bonus. And the 72 and a 72. Go with it.
No, that's not what happened. I did I had an ingrown toenail, right? Because of boots, wearing boots all the time.
I remember this, yeah.
So I went to BAS and I was like, hey, I need to get this cut out. Like, it's getting bad. It's getting infected. So I go in and they gave me lidocaine in my toes, right? I agree. I should probably go to a pulmonary doctor. But that's probably due to the excessive amounts of energy drinks I've drank. So I go to BAS, right? They give me all these lidocaine shots. They give me like 3. And they're like, can you feel this? Can you feel this? I'm like, yeah, I can still feel it. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, well, we've given you the max amount of lidocaine. So either A, you could suck it up and I'll rip the toenail out, or B, you can come back another day and try it. Mind you, my toe's this fucking big around because they put so much lidocaine in it. And I'm like, just rip it out. Just fucking rip it out. So, dude, they grabbed, I swear to God, it looked like a pair of fucking like channel locks. Okay. Mm-hmm. Grabbed it and fucking bow. Ripped that sumbitch right out. I was cussing. I was like, you fucking piece of shit. I fucking hate you. So they wrapped it up and I leave there. And they're like, okay, go back to your room. Just stay in your room. Your SIQ for the day. I'm like, all right, cool. Go back to my room. I get a call about an hour later. Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in my room. They told me stay off my feet for the day. Ha! Nah, get to the armory. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, right. Hey, that's what you get for picking up your phone.
You ain't wrong.
You're not supposed to pick up your phone. You know that. You should know better.
Maybe that's why I am the way. Dude, I refuse to pick up the phone. If like an unknown number calls me or
I don't pick anything, up the phone.
I refuse to pick up the phone.
That's what I learned. Don't pick up the phone.
True that.
I don't know. Maybe you should do what a lot of like athletes do and just go to other countries and get the treatment you need.
What I should have done is when I was in Kuwait, get fucking hair implants. That's what I should have done.
Why? Your hair looks great.
No.
You should put some of the hair in your
beard.
Dude, God, never mind.
Bro, it's so bad.
Damn. What's going on over yonder, bro?
What?
Do a little 360. Woo, you got the waves coming in.
That's because y'all motherfuckers stress me out.
I think it's genetics, not because you get stressed out.
You ain't wrong. I got into I was talking to this dude at work. He's about our age, and he's got a full head of hair, fucking curly, whatever.
Yeah.
Can't grow a beard. And
I know the feeling.
Right? You got an okay beard going. It's not bad.
It's decent.
Look at you. How long that takes? 8 months? 9 months?
I haven't shaved since December, I think. 4 months, 5 months.
It's not bad for you.
Not bad for me, yeah.
I think I shaved this. I keep it trimmed. I trim it probably once a month. But I've been growing this, I don't know, January, February-ish. But I keep it trimmed. So I was talking to the dude, and he was like, I wish I could grow a beard, but I don't think I'd trade my hair for it. And I'm like, kind of the same thing. I wish I could grow hair, but I wouldn't trade my beard for it. So it's weird.
Yeah, your hair's not horrible. I think the
my
bald.
hair's not horrible?
No, it's not.
My hair's fucking horrible. Who are you lying to?
Oh my God.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
Next time you shave, go completely bald and get a tattoo, just like a black tattoo over the top. And when your hair grows,
I want. My plan is I want to get. You watch Vikings, so Ragnar's fucking tattoos that he has. Yeah, I'm gonna
not
get
like horns, but it's like
Yeah, like it like comes down right here and fucking goes down his neck. Yeah. And I'm gonna get the Ube tattoo where it's like all the way down and then it like goes down his chest.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those tattoos too.
Fucking face tattoo. Can't wait. But yeah, got way off topic there.
We went from the VA to restructuring the VA to what we're talking about, surgeries, BAS. Man, health is important. You got to stay healthy.
Yep. Oh man,
It's hard to nowadays.
It really is.
So many things that go into health, mental health. Good Lord.
Yeah, she doesn't want me to get head tattoo.
She doesn't?
No.
I mean,
that looks trashy. You know what else looks trashy is a bald spot.
oh.
So.
Oh. Maybe you should get hair implants. I don't know. You could try.
I don't know. I'm gonna get a head tattoo either way. I can't wait. Fuck, I was about to ask you something.
Yeah. Ask me any questions. Open for questions.
Okay. So you're a fairly religious individual.
No.
Okay, you have a cross in your car. I
have a cross in my car. Yeah, my family's very religious. Doesn't mean I am.
So you're not religious at all?
No, I'm not religious at all.
Really?
I'm very open-minded about religion. I actually like religion a lot.
Religion is a very interesting topic, especially
yeah. Because what? Sorry, yeah, go for it.
What would you say? So, what do you believe in?
I mean, okay. I think this is a good question. Mainly because I'm a scientist, so I have a very scientific mind. Okay. I have a different approach. Not Scientology.
Okay.
Do you know what Scientology is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I'm not a Scientologist.
Okay, so you're not Tom Cruise.
I'm not in the cult. Yeah. I'm not. It's just that. How do I explain it? I feel like there definitely is something bigger, something larger, like a god, something like that controls the universe. But when it comes to religion, I feel like that's all human interpretation.
Okay. It's
hard for me to believe that certain scriptures are the absolute truth when it comes to religion. And when you look at the history of religion, it seems like it's been used more as a method to control people and how do I explain it? Maybe maintain society in order, like keep structure within society in a more, it's more structured, more ordered. But then again, I feel like there's very strong points for religion too, especially since if you look at history and all the things of history, religion plays a huge role.
Huge role.
Huge role. But it's just like, I'm thinking about it. It's like, there's the Egyptians too. You could argue that what's the first religion? Is it Orthodox? Probably that's the first form of Christianity.
That'd be the first form of Christianity.
There's Muslim.
So here's something to think about. Okay. And this is a thought that I came up with. Okay.
What do you got?
Jesus. It said that he was Jewish, right?
I think he was, yeah.
So Judaism and Christianity are very different.
Yeah.
Now, so do you think Christianity has changed that much? Or do you think New Age Judaism isn't what it used to be, and that today's Christianity is what Judaism used to be?
That's a hard question because, I mean, I don't know about Judaism because I'm not Jewish. I don't know. I think Judaism is the one I know the least about. Mm-hmm. But Christianity, it has so many different branches that it's hard to pinpoint which is the original one, and which I think it's the Eastern Orthodox one, because there was the Orthodox Catholic Church. They were combined in the beginning. That's the original Christianity, was Orthodox and Catholicism, and then they split into the Western and Eastern region, where the Eastern provinces of Europe were Orthodox and the Western were Catholic.
Yep.
So it's kind of hard to really say what is the original form and where the derivations begin and how they compare in modern time. I think the modern version of religion is completely different than what it was in the past, based off of what the literature says in history.
Just based off the King James Bible, right?
I don't know. I haven't read any of that. What I really want to do, and I need to find the time for, is to read all the religious scriptures. Like I want to read the Torah, the Quran.
So I've read
the Bible.
I've read a lot of them.
There's different versions of the Bible.
I've read the Bible. I've read.
You've read them all, like cover to cover?
not
just
cover
like
to cover.
yeah, just like
main,
a little bit.
Main
Okay.
points in all of them.
Yeah.
What I find funny is if you take the base of what each of them say, they all say the same thing.
That's where I go into it's just human interpretation and how the branches I think come from human, conceptions of it.
Here's what gets me, okay?
Mhm.
If you go back in time, okay, why was every religion paganism?
Oh,
You had multiple gods, and then it
the
seems like all of the sudden
there's a
everybody
single
just
god.
stopped believing in multiple gods and went to a singular god.
Was it poly?
Well, pagan means the belief of multiple gods.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a different official term. I think it's poly something. Poly.
Oh, what's that word? That's gonna bug me.
I know, that's why I need to find it first. Yeah, because there's I mean, Hinduism too is also poly something.
Hindu had yeah. I'm thinking Buddhism.
And then you go into polytheism. There we go. Polytheism and monotheism. Because then you go into the Eastern religions too, which are super interesting. Like the original Chinese religions, which were, what was it? I feel like the Chinese religion was basically more logical when you get into Taoism, Tao.
Yeah.
The Tao.
It seems like everything, I don't know what happened, but it seems like everything went from polytheism to monotheism almost overnight. Like, I think the last polytheistic culture was the Vikings, like big one, right?
Well, the Hinduism is still around. I think Hinduism is polytheism. Polytheistic.
How many gods do they believe in?
Oh God,
I haven't done much research on Hinduism. I thought they had more like
they have the caste system. I don't know if that's really much.
So I thought Hinduism, which I could be completely wrong, was more like how Christianity has a god and then they have prophets. I thought that's more of what Hinduism was.
Hinduism, from what I understand of it, is that you have this caste system where you have to work your way up into nirvana, right?
Yep.
And then within this realm, within life, there's multiple gods that help you there to get there along the way.
Okay.
I don't know how many gods there are, but from my understanding, there's many.
And it seems like...
So it says the first monotheistic religion is... I'm going to butcher this. Zoroastrianism, ancient Persian religion that may have originated as early as 4,000 years ago, arguably the world's first monotheistic faith. It's still one of the oldest religions in existence.
Huh.
So this was 4,000 years ago. I need to focus a little bit more on my timeline.
4,000 years ago, yeah. So
what else was going around?
That's probably what ended up turning into like Muslim. Islamic
Persian, maybe, yeah.
I mean, same area.
Regions, Eastern Africa. Dude, we could talk all day about this and then go into different things. Oh, here we have some links to link it to Christianity.
See, this is what confuses me about why go to war about religion, okay?
I mean, back then,
that's all
that was like the main thing, because it's like, hey, this is what we believe. This is what everyone should believe. What we believe is the true, belief system. This is what is real. And then I don't know. People are very
hostile.
People are hostile. They're very passionate. And then I guess if you didn't believe what they believe, you should really watch the movie Silence. Have you watched Silence? But it's a Martin Scorsese film, and it's about the Jesuits that spread Christianity into Asia, and they go into Japan. But Japan was very anti-Christian. So what they did was the Japanese warlords would go from city to city and look for people that were preaching Christianity, and they would execute them, and they would turn them into like examples, like, hey, if you believe in Jesus, in Christianity, this is what's going to happen to you. And there were like public executions.
No shit.
And the film is about this Jesuit, which is Andrew Garfield, actually. Okay. And he's having this dilemma because he's a Jesuit in a foreign land, but he's tortured to believe that Christianity is fake and that it's not real. and he has an internal conflict to where he's questioning himself. He's like, is my God really real? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to these people? And there's like a conflict of internal, belief systems. And it's a really good movie about the influence of religion in the world in the past and how it affected people. I would definitely recommend watching it.
Dude, if you ever look up Japan's history, they were some evil motherfuckers before we factory reset them. Like,
they don't have the best
know
history.
what they did to China in World War II?
I feel like I do, but I don't want to butcher it.
So they literally bombed them with biological warfare weapons.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah,
absolutely decimated them.
Didn't they have like a research facility too, where they would like torture people, right? Yeah, I think the Japanese.
Like, the Germans get a lot of heat for World War II and the evil that they did, and nobody talks about how fucking evil Japan was. Like, Japan was evil in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's something that needs to be talked about a lot more. And here's another thing is, like, why is Russia, okay?
Okay.
Why do we praise Russia in World War II? Russia was with Germany until Germany tried to screw them. Germany tried to pull a Canada and got fucked up.
You did. I don't know. I feel like it's all it works all in like who benefits who, when, and where. Like, hey,
I truly believe that if Hitler would have never attacked, if Hitler wouldn't have attacked Russia when he did, they would have won.
It's crazy how history works out.
Yep. It's one crazy call. That's all it would have taken. Hey, don't attack Russia. Now we're all speaking German. That's literally what would have. That's the difference in the war, I think.
I would argue against that.
Okay.
What if Japan never attacked us? Then maybe.
I think if Russia would have never been on our side, we wouldn't have won.
Interesting.
They had too much I mean, the strongest military, quote unquote, the strongest military the world ever seen, okay, went into Stalingrad and got their asses whooped and pushed back by millions. The Russians did not care. They said, we're going to fuck you up, and we don't care how many people it takes.
Yeah.
I don't think between the losses that we took in Japan, fighting Japan, okay, which we fucked Japan up, don't get me wrong. The Marines fucked them up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What island was it? The general said it would take 1 million men.
Oh, yeah, and then
years to take
wasn't it Iwo Jima?
We took it in 6 hours. So but if you stack, let's say Japan, Russia, Germany, Italy all stayed together, okay? Which Italy,
it's the island of Batio.
I'll never trust Italy ever if we're going to war. Imagine if Russia never flipped, okay? Russia backs up Japan. They said we're gonna help them. Russia didn't have a navy, okay? So there's no way Russia could have attacked Japan. But if Russia and Japan were in cahoots together, Japan could have used their navy to transport Russian troops to all the islands, okay? Now, instead of just fighting the Japanese, who are already a formidable force, and we lost a lot of troops fighting them, you stack the Russians on top. We're not taking
tough,
We're not taking that. Now, Normandy, okay? We're fighting in Normandy. We already lost. We barely took the beach, okay?
Yeah. Now, I feel like you were telling me because the Russians came from behind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now imagine if Hitler didn't have to fight a two-front war. Hitler never attacks Russia. His full forces are on the east. Or, I'm sorry, on the west. Not only that, he has Russian backup.
Damn. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about history and what things could have happened,
It's insane because if he wouldn't have made that call to attack Russia, there's no chance we win.
Yeah.
Because not only did it make it to where he had to fight in multiple wars or a multiple front war, would the Manhattan Project even happen? Would Einstein be able to slip through the cracks to get to America? Would any of those scientists been able to get through? Because that's what
a lot of the scientists were from Germany, I think. Yeah.
That's where
Schrödinger.
The majority of the work on the Manhattan Project started in Germany because Germans were trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. I think it was like a race.
They came to the United States because they thought, hey, we're going to go over here because they're the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Germany isn't so focused on fighting two-front war. Those guys never were able to escape. Now, instead of us having the nuclear warheads, Germany has them. Now, instead of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it's Washington, D.C. and New York.
Bro, what?
Dude,
it's crazy to think about.
All because Germany attacked Russia.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think about.
It's insane. It is fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, Hitler probably was the most prideful ruler, so it kind of makes sense that he did attack Russia, but it's crazy
and
to think
about this.
If he didn't.
We didn't have... Let's just talk about battle to battle, okay? These strongest tanks in World War II were Germans.
Germans and Russians.
Germans had the strongest, followed closely by the Russian T-34s, okay?
What did we have, the Shermans?
The Sherman.
Yeah, I think those were crappy tanks.
So the Shermans were made for overwhelming. They said it would take 5 Shermans to kill 1 Tiger. Jeez. And that was the numbers that they were okay with. And that's exactly what they did. Is the Tiger, what they would do, their tactic for fighting a Tiger was to get online.
And just
let's say you're driving down the fucking road, action right, all tanks fucking turn right, push the Tiger as fast as possible.
Jesus Christ.
You're going to lose 4, okay? Easily. But this one that's good at maneuverability is supposed to get behind and shoot it in the ass.
Shoot in the back. That's the only way to beat it, yeah.
That's the only way to beat them. You're not pinning the front armor. Now imagine, not only do they have Tigers and Panthers and Panzers and blah, 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 they got T-34s now. We're fucked, dude. We're not winning this war. Like,
Jesus Christ.
It literally is that much of a difference. Hitler doesn't make this phone call, and they win. That's crazy.
Those tank battles, man. How are their Air Force?
Who's Germans
or Russians? And Russians? I think that's the one place that we had them pretty well, right?
Wasn't had an Air Force.
We had a pretty strong Air Force.
We had a strong Air Force, but
we won a lot of dogfights, right?
Yeah.
My understanding is our Air Force.
Yeah, what, the P-51 Mustang, or was that later?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm really bad with airplanes.
I'm pretty sure we had the P-51. We would go toe to toe. I think we had a better Air Force, but at the end of the day, we're not winning on the ground.
Yeah, no.
And they had better anti-air capabilities than we did.
God damn.
That's the fucking paratroopers. They were getting blasted out of the fucking sky.
Oh, God. It's crazy to even think about.
Yeah, dude, it's
well, insane. We had a lot of planes, it looks like. I just looked up planes during World War II, but there's a lot.
We had like bombers. We had the Fortress, which was a crazy plane.
Privateer, dude. Coronado, fighter, Curtiss XF-14C.
We had a lot of different planes. It was insane.
Yeah, there's so many.
We
carrier, fighter, spotter, bomber. Damn.
And I think our troops were better trained. But I just don't think we could have fought against the sheer just.
I mean, the conditions were brutal.
Numbers.
In the Western Front, we had winter. Eastern Front, Pacific, rain, heat, humidity.
God, I think I would have rather fought on the Western Front.
Really?
Dude, imagine.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so like when we're in the field, right? How it rained. Just
That's
imagine
brutal,
that
yeah,
for
no.
years at a time, and you're just sitting there in it, and you're just like, "Yep, this is
I
my
mean,
life."
we would have been on the Eastern Front.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, we would have been Eastern Front. Don't get me wrong. That's those dudes that fucking did that shit.
And we would have been infantry. I don't think Marines had tanks back then.
They did.
They did?
M3 Stuarts and then the LAVs that they had.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, getting bodied. They didn't get the Shermans over there until the end of the Western Front.
Yeah.
And then they started shipping.
Hmm.
You know, there was actually a plan. So after VE Day, okay, which was the
victory on Europe or victory of Europe?
Victory in Europe.
Yeah.
They actually had plans to drop paratroopers into Tokyo.
Oh.
They were drawing up plans to do that. And instead, we bombed the fuck out of them. We factory reset 2 cities. We cast shadows on walls. See, this is what I think a lot of people have forgotten about for America, okay? Our rules of engagement and war crimes and stuff like that. If we just said, if somebody pissed us off bad enough, I'm not saying commit war crimes. But what we do is beyond just committing or following Geneva Conventions.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody pissed us off bad enough that the military was like, eradicate, exterminate, take them out.
Crazy.
We could take a country, and no bullshit. I think we could take the Middle East in a week. The entire fucking thing.
Really?
Absolutely. You land the Marines.
Wait, you said with war crimes or without?
With no war crimes, but we don't have to follow the strict ass rules of engagement that we had. You don't have to wait to get shot at.
Okay. You're just going in berserker style.
You're following the Geneva Conventions, but you don't have to follow the rules of engagement that we have limited our capabilities with.
That's interesting.
I'd say land the Marines in Saudi. We'd take Saudi 3-4 days. Land the army in Iraq, Iran. No, what is it right there? Yemen. Land them in Yemen. Army take that entire thing. A week we have the Middle East. But
interesting.
We have limited ourselves so much with rules of engagement that people think that we're soft.
I mean,
I
feel like they're in place for a reason, though.
There's a guy in a fucking quadcon flying a Reaper drone right now that could end an entire fucking civilization.
There you go.
At the press of a button.
That's
and we just don't do it.
Yeah.
We just don't do it because it's not right to do. You know what I mean?
It's not the right thing to do. You know, it's crazy to think about the things we have a bunch of nuclear weapons.
Yeah. I think that we should conquer the world, but
Jesus Christ, bro.
I say bend the knee and you can live.
I'm not saying anything.
Bend the knee. Here's the thing.
There's a lot of things that happen in history for a reason. That's why we should read more history books.
Me?
No, we as people.
Oh, me? I was about to say.
You have a great knowledge about history.
I know.
You know
what always fucks it up? We could have so many rulers, like taking over the world would not be difficult in today's time. Taking over the world back in the day before communications, impossible. There's no way. Could you imagine? Like, take the Roman Empire, okay? Excellent. They were extremely smart. Their government was great. Everything was great.
Good technology.
Technology was very advanced for their time. They got too big for their time.
Too big.
There's no way that you could communicate from your capital to the outreach.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Within months. So
I feel like, what did they do? Because I think the best thing to have done is to this is what my approach would be, is to have a university in the center of your capital, and then develop world leaders within those universities, politicians that would go to cities through the conquered regions that you took, and you implement them to, spread the diplomatic word from your, ideology, your religion, or not religion, but your form of government, whatever it is.
I agree with you. I think in today's communications capabilities, that's exactly how you need to do it. 100%.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a smarter thing to do.
I just don't think that's possible back then. Because you got to think, let's say we create a new law, okay? Every Tuesday you have to go to Walmart. You do your grocery shopping on Tuesdays. That's our new law.
Okay.
For whatever reason. That law is not going to get implemented to the outreaches for months and months and months at a time.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, that sounds like a stupid law, whatever. Now, imagine that's a very important law. Let's say we're going to war, okay? We've got enemies at our back door. We're not going to know, hey, fucking Persia's taking over land. The far reaches aren't going to know that for a year.
Until the messenger spreads the word, yeah. Right.
So back then, I don't think it was possible. And I think
it's crazy
that's why
how they conquered so much
to
land, though. That's insane how they're still able to do that.
Because they did it so quick. They're bam, 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 bam. Like, take the Napoleonic Wars, okay? That lasted, what, 30 years, and he took fucking almost all of Europe? You know how
he could have conquered so much more if he wasn't so prideful, too. He attacked the Russians.
Yep. It all comes down to, I think once they reach the furthest stretch, it's lack of communication. There's no way you can communicate.
And probably the lack of, like, your soldiers have to be depleted.
It depends.
I mean,
some
of the regions they were going into, imagine going into combat and then you have just traveled through, like, I don't know, the Himalayas or something. You're freezing cold, starving. And then your general is telling you, hey, we just made it to the city. Get ready to storm the city.
Take a nap. We got to build fortifications.
And then just after that one, you got to keep
Mount
pushing.
Everest and back down, but
now we're pushing into China. We got to climb up the Great Wall.
Right. Dude, you want to know what's weird about the Great Wall of China, okay?
Yeah.
Interesting fact, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that so when you picture a wall like that, okay, and we've always been told, at least I've always been told, the Great Wall of China was to keep the Mongolians out, okay?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, if you build the Great Wall,
was it Mongolians? I thought it was other Chinese.
Mongolians.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe a mixture of both.
I thought it. Well, I mean,
Depends
it took
the dynasty. It
took
took them
like
dynasties,
years
yeah.
to build. So I'm sure there was. I'm
Between-
sure there was like, hey, maybe this is
people.
for the Russians, and then next fucking millennia they were like, well, maybe it's for the Mongolians.
It's for us. We're doing this for us.
So when you build this wall and you're keeping things out, you're going to build the arrow ports facing out, correct?
The arrow ports?
So like you got a bow and arrow. You're
the arrow, stations. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
So tell me this: if it was to keep people out, why are all the arrow ports pointed in?
Like towards the walkway?
Towards China.
Towards China? Well, the Great Wall is not really straight. It's all windy.
Yes.
So at some points, like it's just literally the Great Wall is within a small region. It's just made up of a bunch of different sections. It's not combined at all. It's just like I wish I had a paper, but if you grab a rope and like crumble it together and you see how it's all like windy and stuff like that, that's what the Great Wall is.
Yes.
So I'm assuming.
But none of the arrow ports point out; they all point in. So even if you get this elaborate maze of loops and stuff, nothing's pointed outwards. Nothing's pointed to keep things out. Everything's pointing to keep them in.
Interesting. I mean, a lot, unless like they knew that nobody was able to like. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the enemies were already inside when they did this.
So what would they be trying to keep in though? And if that's the case, we always say that the Zhang dynasty is who built it. Zhang dynasty is who built it. Who are they trying to keep in? What were they trying to keep in?
I don't know.
Weird, right?
I don't know too much about Chinese history.
Now riddle me this, Batman. Okay, since we're jumping down the fucking conspiracy theory train.
Oh, depends who you ask.
So, in Egypt, okay, you've got the 3 pyramids. Okay, did you know that in South America there's also 3 pyramids with the exact same
Yes, I
configuration?
did know about South Americans.
Did you also know in Asia there's 3 pyramids with the exact same configuration?
No, I did not know that.
Now, did you also know that inside of all 3 of these different locations
Is the same symbol.
It's the same. There's a
Wow.
same exact
What
mythical
a-
creature that was drawn
What a coincidence.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of like I feel like they were saying that there was helicopters drawn on the pyramids, like the Great Pyramids.
Ooh, I haven't heard that
Yeah,
one. That'd be cool to look
I don't know if
into.
it's true. That's
Well, there's a conspiracy that says that there was a great reset. That we
oh.
were actually a very advanced civilization, and then
I think that's where the
something-
Scientologists come into play.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I believe that. I don't think there's enough. There's not enough evidence to prove that. But it's an interesting theory to the fact of how did Egypt build this stuff? How
did
so
they? I'm
accurate with their
very interested in how they built it.
exactly.
a-
That's one thing. Like if I could go back in time, I would want to look and see how they built the pyramids.
Pyramids. There's this joke that said, there's a comedian that said this joke is like everybody always questions how they built the pyramids in Egypt, but then nobody questions the pyramids in Mexico.
Nobody questions how they built them in Mexico.
Nobody. I mean, the Mayans have some. I've been to the Mayan temples, and those are
They're
they're monumental pieces of like how did they do this?
Do you want to know something funny? I think it's the Mayans. Mayans or Incas. So they're obviously they disappeared right after the Spanish.
The Spanish conquered, yeah. Central America. Mm-hmm.
So did you know that like 200 years later, a farmer walked up, saw these great buildings and walls and where this old civilization was? Like I said, I can't remember if it's the Mayans or the Incas. And then he just walked back into town and was like, hey, I just saw this up there. And then nobody talked about it for 200 years.
Huh.
And then after 200 years, somebody else went up and discovered it. And then they excavated and studied and researched and all that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's weird how people just walk up and are like, yeah, well, that's cool. That's there. Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many things about the world that are just mysteries. And I wonder what they mean.
The world's weird, dude.
Who knows the answers to everything?
Did you know that? So they say that between Russia and the United States, you know how there's only like I think it's like 10 miles of like actual ocean and then it's land.
For what?
In between Russia and Alaska. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, we've got
the Baskin Strait or the Bering Strait.
Yeah. So they say that
it used
the
to be
Native
a bridge.
Americans from obviously America, the natives,
Yeah.
they say that they came from Asia across an ice bridge
into
the United States.
Yeah.
That's
well,
crazy.
it said that people originated in Africa, right? And then from Africa, they migrated up into Europe and then out, what is that, east into Russia and then east again into Alaska and then Canada and the U.S., South America.
Just crazy.
Just keep going. It kind of makes sense. That would be the most logical
It makes sense,
path.
but like...
Because before, there was glaciers that extended down into Africa early on.
Yep.
And then they retracted. That's where like the Baskians went up into Europe and Spain and they stopped where the glacier stopped. And that was like Spain at that time because the Baskians were the first people to settle in Europe. And then as the glaciers kept retracting, you just keep going. Yeah, that makes sense.
Humans would have to be around for a lot longer than we think, if that's the case. Because you got to think, how long would it take somebody? Let's just say,
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, whatever you believe or whatever, somebody was vending machined down into Central Africa.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take for not only them to grow as a civilization, but grow enough to where they sent out people and then grow their civilization and then
Yeah.
send more people and grow their
I
civilization?
mean, we've been around for how long? Like 250,000 years,
It depends on what you believe and what you
right?
think.
And also, we were different anatomically back then. We probably were much faster, much more stronger,
Yeah,
much
but
more
still, that's
well
millions. That's
equipped.
tens of thousands of
Tens of
miles
thousands.
that they had to have walked.
I mean, what else was there to do?
True.
Just keep walking.
But
keep
not
walking.
only walk, but you had to stop, set up civilization, build, and
Mhm.
then generations later, then you send more people.
Adapt
then
techniques. Yeah.
like it had to be. I think we have to be a lot older than we actually think we are. How long would it take? Let's say two people show up in Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
How
A
long
boy
would it
and a
take?
girl.
A boy and a girl. We're not going to name them, but let's say Adam and Eve.
Wow. How'd you
Let's
pick
just
those
say,
names? Where'd you come up with that?
let's just say, okay, they're placed down in Central Africa. How long is it going to take them to build a big enough civilization to send people out? And you can only go so far because these people are then going to have to come and report back. Okay. And then how long is it going to take that civilization to grow? And then you advance. And then further and further. Dude, we've had to have been here for.
I think the timeline is right.
You think 250,000 years?
Roughly, yeah, give or take.
Now, see, there's different tellings of what's going on. Like,
look, you know, it's a good example is if you think about the technology in the. What were we talking about?
Remember, we were talking about Hitler offline, and we were talking about all the advancements that happened just in his lifetime. He was around, what, like 45, 50 years from the time he was born to the time he died, bro. All the things that happened.
He watched the first plane, first tank, first modern war, first all that.
First nuclear bomb.
Right.
All that happened from the day he was born to the day he died. All those things happened.
Yep.
Now imagine early on all the things that could have happened back then when there was like just a
I gotta go to the bathroom. Give me 5 minutes.
What? Nice talk. Yep. That's what happened. How's everybody doing? Thank you for tuning in. If anybody has questions, put them in the chat. I will be looking through some pictures of the Great Wall of China right now because I'm very interested in this. Boom, boom. What is he talking about? The arrow slits. Where are these arrow slits? Boom, boom, boom. Two loopholes and grow face the China side. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As a proof that they claim that there must have Oh, I can't keep up. Me neither. There's too much history, too much facts. So I was right. Skylar was wrong. Can't wait to tell him. The Ming period Great Wall, which was impressive one that tourists visit, generally has battle elements on the north side. And India literals are on both sides. However, even that the kernels are often on the north side. You can see this photo. Tourists about why would the north build kernels on its own side? Also, for this to work, as defending the north from the south, you have to fake quite a lot of history. It's like most pre-modern Chinese text. That would have been a lot of work for fabrication industry. Interesting. Sonoda's out. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna keep this tab open. Huang watching. Ah.
All right, what's up? Sorry.
There we go. So I was doing a little bit of researching whilst you were out going number potty. So it turns out that the thing you were talking about, the theory, is from the Great Wall of China. Okay. Is actually something that the Russian artists were talking about, in which, like you were saying, some of the arrow holes point into China.
Right.
And it said that the actual, like, the rest of the theory said that the what was I saying? That the North were the actual people that build the so it was a conflict between two Chinese sides, not the Chinese and the Mongolians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were saying, so it's originally believed that the southern Chinese were more advanced, so they began building the Great Wall of China to keep the northerners out, which I guess would make sense to be like the modern day Mongolians, but I guess it's like the northern Chinese. But the theory is saying that the northerners were the ones that actually built the Great Wall of China, not the southerners. That's why you have some arrow holes pointing into China, because it was the northerners that built it. And then I got more into it a little more, and it said that there are some regions that the arrow holes point towards the north, but for the most of the wall, it's pointed on both sides, the north and the south.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's only just like a few regions that it points only north.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's about all I got for today.
Yeah. Many some interesting theories.
Yep, some interesting stuff to talk about.
This is just within Earth. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait until we get into space and things like that.
Yeah, space and then the oceans.
Oceans. Oh my God, don't get me started on oceans. I don't know anything about oceans.
But all right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us ramble about science, politics,
and video games, and fucking
video games, history. Big fans of history. I've learned so much already just talking to Skylar.
I love history. Always remember, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it.
I like
Thomas
that.
Jefferson said that. But okay, thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
And goodbye.
Have a good one.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe. Download Conflict of Nations.
Conflict of Nations.
3.